And we have some special needs students in the past. So when you have special needs students, that's a totally different story. Or you have, where my school is located, you have students that come from the most challenging backgrounds there is in New Iberia. New Iberia has a very crime high rate. We are located from right across the street from where there's, just last week we had a raid with sawed-off rifles like this. So this is the population I'm serving. So yes, it's the truth. It's really the truth.
Has she contacted you with any complaints?
No, sir. She didn't come back to the school to get her kid. She left her kid at the school. Ms. Donna Bart did call me and asked me if she could pick up Angela's kid because she didn't want to come back to the school. Said Mr. Steve told her not to come back to the school. But
you keep saying Mr. Steve. Who are you talking?
Mr. Steve Young. He's the executive director here.
You understand he told her not to come back to the school?
That's what I'm told.
Now, you said Steve Young asked you not to go back to school.
He said it would be unhealthy for me to go back.
And why was it unhealthy for you to go back?
Because there was a threatening atmosphere at the school.
Threatening in that she was difficult with the students?
Threatening in that threats were made towards students.
Threats were made to the students. And so you called him and he told you not to go back. Did you know how many hours you had at the time you were told not to go back?
I didn't know how many.
He told Miss Angela. So her mother came and asked me for that, and then she came back and asked me to give her a W-2 with saying Michelle had worked for me. I said, I can't do that. So she kept on threatening me and following me around. So what I did was I went to Home Depot and I bought a W-2 and I put N8 non-applicable on each one of them.
Okay.
And I gave it to her for the 2 years she asked me for.
Have you received payment in full?
Yes, she did. She had a contract. I worked the agreement out with her for pennies on the dollar to get rid of them.
Did she take the written test?
Yes, she did. She passed it.
So you gave them a break on the price?
Oh yeah, I pennies on the dollar to get rid of them. Yep, pennies on the dollar. Because the problem I had with her was she would always talk about how they go beat the police officers up, and she was born on Hopkins Street, how her car had gotten shot at the night before, and how her and her mama practiced voodoo at night. They got the voodoo dolls and how they beat the voodoo dolls. She didn't come back. The next thing I heard from about Dina was that that she and Angela Baudet had gone to the sheriff department and filed a complaint on me, and they said that Mr. Steve told them that it was a very dangerous. She said that the school, Iberia Cosmetology Institute, was not a place that they needed to come to. They needed to not go back to the school.
When you talk about Mr. Steve, who are you talking about?
Mr. Steve Young, the executive director for Louisiana State Board of Cosmetology.
You and Mr. Steve you had another inspection, I think February 15th, you told me, or February 2015, and the only complaint that was lodged against you was the fact that you did not have 2 instructors.
Yes, sir.
And you do have the 2 instructors now.
Yes, sir.
Do you have any idea why these complaints have come about in the recent past?
Yes, sir. Whenever I gave them the overage, they said they didn't want to pay it.
So most of it has to do with overage and
Yes,
money.
sir. Money.
They either owe you money
Yes,
or they
sir.
refuse to pay you money.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Louisiana Revised Statute, Title 37, Section 595, Paragraph A, Subparagraph 4 says employ at least 2 instructors. This is listed under requirements of schools, but you don't understand what it means to employ at least 2 instructors.
I didn't understand it because I felt like the beginning of the book said 1 instructor. The second half of the book said 2 instructors. So there was a conflict going on. Why was there 2 different divisions? One side said 1 instructor, the other part of the book said 2 instructors.
Did you look at the date of the 2 provisions you were looking at?
No, ma'am.
Okay, did you contact the cosmetology board for clarification?
Who would I contact for that? Who's delegated to give me that information? Who? So there's somebody to delegate If you run into an area where they're telling you to get 2 instructors, this is who you call?
Mr. Rao actually just chose to ignore that provision, isn't that correct?
No, ma'am. I did in the past have a part-time person who come in and help me, but she's not there full-time. Even at that time, Karen got. So I have had another teacher to come in at part-time.
Okay, so you don't dispute the fact that since 2010, you have operated a school with 1 instructor?
I have never been written up or told or send a paper saying that I needed to have 2 instructors. I have never gotten any type of memo from Louisiana State Board of Cosmetology since I opened saying that I needed a 2nd instructor until Ms. Sherry Stockstill showed up. If I had known I was not in compliance, I would have tried to accommodate it. This came as a whirlwind to me all of a sudden, saying that I needed an instructor. It took me by surprise, and I couldn't understand why I needed 2 instructors.
Okay. But in order for your students to pass the state cosmetology test, you don't review these requirements with them?
Yes, I do, but I do know there's a new school in New Orleans, which just got approved last month, and they were approved by the board to have 1 instructor. Why do I have to have 2 instructors when the school in New Orleans has 1 instructor? They were just approved the last time I came to the board, January, February, March, at the hearing before I came. What's the difference? Why she was allowed to have 1 instructor when Nelda has to have 2 instructors? What's really going on in here? I just don't understand. It seems like I just can't get no cooperation. Took her written test. They say just for the future, when they apply to take their test, send a photograph in twice. So that's why it was being sent back to me. I called Mr. Steve. I said, Mr. Steve, how about this? Y'all just called me and said that Michelle didn't register. I didn't register Michelle, and y'all didn't have her paperwork, but it's in the mailbox right now. He said, send it back. Ram!
Ms. Stockstill, who's the inspector, saying that on every occasion that she has visited the institution at the school was in compliance, that she did not find there to be problems here and there. Now, one thing that I think is very consistent in the testimony that we heard previously and the testimony we heard today is that, some students don't want to pay what they owe. And they have a single instructor. There's no doubt about that. She misinterpreted the rule. I'm not going to sit here and argue that she didn't, because since 2010, apparently the rules were changed and it was going to a 2nd instructor. She interpreted to believe that she needed 1. So the only 2 times, that she was shown a violation was in the last inspection of 2014 and the first inspection of 2015 by Ms. Stockstill. She has rectified that problem. She has another instructor. I don't know why Ms. Stockstill didn't do it except that she didn't understand what the rule was as well. I think that was her testimony today, is that, well, I wasn't real sure that that was the case. Well, we have our own inspectors going out there, and they're not real sure. But that has been rectified.